Yeah, what's up, party people? It's your boy Hakim Green, Channel Live and Direct, PDP, all day, every day. All we do, spark Madism. Live and direct on the Madism TV platform. This is Madism Sports. Every Thursday, it's a roundtable discussion between myself, Big West, KG from the legendary Naughty by Nature crew, and my homeboy Spliffington, Clifton Allen. And this week, we're going to be short. My man Wes is celebrating the wife's birthday. Big shout out to her. Happy birthday, Mrs. Henderson. And of course, it's Mother's Day weekend this weekend. So we want to send a big shout out to all the mothers out there. No doubt. Happy Mother's Day to everyone coming up. But this is how we do it. It's Madism TV. It's your man Hakim Green. Waiting on Cliff and KG. I'm hoping they join us this week. If not, hey man, I just gotta run my mouth. You know what I mean? And do what I do. That said, you know what we do every weekend, week out. We start the show off with a song, a video, something to allow us time to share the stream and bring people into the conversation. This bud's for you. You know what I mean? Yeah, so since we're talking about weed, what I'll do this week is I'll put on I Believe, Put It in the Air, featuring Carl Thomas, produced by DJ Heron, off the Madism Who Want This Smoke album that I put out last 420. It's available right now on all your streaming platforms, Apple, Amazon. Go cop it so I can get some of that bread. Somebody's in the building. I appreciate you for chiming in. Like I said, we're going to go ahead and play this video, share the stream, bring people into the conversation, and hopefully my co-host will be in the building by the time I get back. What up, Charlie Beckett is in the building. What up, Charlie? Oh, Spliffington is in the building. Oh, let me bring Spliff in. Hold on. What up, Spliff?
Yes, sir.
Got Charles Beckett in the building. Clifford J. Scott, legend, basketball, great. Big shout out to you, homie. Glad you checked in. Got the homie Cliff Allen. He's gonna hold it down as our anchor on the co-host panel, on the host panel.
Yes.
Still waiting on KG to get in. But like I said, Cliff. Well, matter of fact, why don't you say what's up to the people, Cliff, before we play this video?
What's going on, people? I'm happy to be hanging out with my man Hawk, talking a little sports, letting you guys know what's going on in the arena of sports all over the country, and definitely want to hope everybody is safe out there in these COVID times, and bless up and continue to be safe, and get ready for hopefully a better summer than last.
Yeah. I'm optimistic, Cliff. I'm really optimistic. The numbers of COVID is crashing. We see it really expanding around the world, though. We have to be careful what's going on globally. Making sure it doesn't come back and bite us in the ass. These different variants and different strains of the COVID, like kind of, so just being safe. Everybody be safe. I'm not gonna tell you what to do in terms of how you run your business, but at all costs, be safe. All right. So with that said,
it's tough out there though, Hawk, though, because you mentioned what's close to home to me is Toronto, because my son is there, and I spent last year there, and they're getting hit right now. Their third wave is actually the worst out of the first three that went through there. So right now they're on a lockdown, and they're on stay-at-home orders, and it's serious there. So hopefully it's getting better, but hopefully it can get as good as here. And again, because people are getting vaccinated, and that part of it is probably why numbers are going down. But whatever we need to do,
Yep. So Cliff, we're gonna play this video, and while we do, you're on a computer or a phone?
A computer.
All right, great. All right, excellent. Okay, cool. So we're gonna play this video, get that going, and while we do that, everybody that's in the building so far, please share the stream, bring people into the conversation, so we can have a lively discussion. Video file. There we go. Boom. Boom.
Or relax social distancing and other mitigation measures they've put in place. The president's been itching to begin easing the nationwide guidelines meant to stem the outbreak and contain the economic fallout. Well, the weekly jobless numbers are out, and they are a staggering show of the early impact of the new coronavirus on the economy. Around 3.3 million people filed for unemployment in the past week, far exceeding the previous record from 1982.
This goes out
that I will use my right or the right
all my
to be
smoke,
me.
my
I
dabbles,
believe that I'll choose
my
this fight
papers.
for the right to be free.
Set up that
I believe I'll treat tonight like it's 420.
Madism in effect, hip-hop changed the game. Everybody smoke good, my grower changed the strain. I used to smoke for the thrill, now I do it for the pain. I stay pushing weight, I do it for the gains. It's like a revolution, Prince with purple rain. Purple kush, purple haze, like cheese in a maze. So I put lights in the tunnel, LEDs supply the rays. All we do is spark medicine, that shit is all the craze. Remember back in the days, trade bags of haze from the corner bodega. Poppy put it in some lays. It was rhymes in a cipher with blunts in the air. Then off with a shorty couch locked in a chair. My shorty look exotic, weed kinda rare. She said the weed was erotic with smoke in the hair. It makes the time go by, life without a care. So roll it up, light it up, put it in the air.
I believe in happy faces, yes, this is true. Love is just for special people, yes, just like you. If you're reaching for the stars, you know you can do anything you want to if you just get into the I believe that I will use my right or the right to be me. I believe that I'll choose this fight for the right to be free. I believe I'll treat tonight like it's 420.
Yo. I get Reddit and Redman when it's time to Johnny Blaze. I get pounds from Sugar Hill, I get dimes from Sugar Rays. I keep the aromatic, it's a passion, not a habit. Hakim go with green, it's like carrots go with rabbits. It's so automatic how the weed gets lit. Duplicate the seed, clones get clipped. Hawk, what you puffin' on? I know that ain't the piff. Wedding cake and gelato, huh? Wanna lit? I got flavors, pump flavors, they call me Flavor Flav. Gorilla Glue number 4, and Super Haze. Afghani in the cough, sour diesel gets me off. I'm looking for a rental property, something like a loft, so I can grow these trees just in time for Christmas. Saint Nick with the gift list, I know you wanna hit this. Look for Madism when it's time to light a flare, then roll it up, light it up, put it in the air.
I believe in happy faces, yes, this is true. Love is just for special people, yes, just like you. If you're reaching for the stars, you know you can do anything you want to if you just get into the groove. I believe that I will use my right or the right to be me. I believe that I'll choose this fight for the right to be free. I believe I'll treat tonight like it's 420. Like it's 420.
Chill.
Oh, 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 oh. Yes, this is true.
What really stands out to many are the one-time direct payments from the government. The Trump administration says they hope to start rolling them out in 3 weeks. The payments are based on your latest tax filing. Individuals who earn $75,000 or less will get $1,200.
Yes. That is, I believe, Put It in the Air by Hakim Green, featuring Carl Thomas, produced by DJ Heron. That is off the Madism Who Want This Smoke album, available for stream and purchase on all your favorite platforms. Go check your man out. What up, Tasha? Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you appreciate it. Charlie's in the house. Charles Beckett. East Orange is representing for the IZM Sports.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta love it when the home team comes through and represent. Love y'all. What up, Cliff?
What's going on, huh?
Your volume sounds a little low right now. I don't know what happened to you, but your volume dropped a little bit.
Does that sound better?
Much better.
All right, yeah, I just moved the mic a little bit.
Yeah, man.
Big week in sports, man.
Oh,
Definitely
yeah.
with this draft and big other football news. You know, I'm sure you have it all lined up, but yeah, a lot to talk about.
Well, let's talk about the 2021 NFL draft. You know, it was a couple surprises, definitely. A few, a couple joints we kind of knew what was going to happen. Definitely with the first pick, but in terms of surprises,
Well, I mean, Trey Young. Everybody thought it's sort of like Trey Young was a surprise to me. But again, you don't really know how they're trying to use him or, exactly their game plan for Garoppolo.
Mm-hmm.
But when they took him and then Atlanta held stand it pat and took Pitts, that's what made it. And then, the wide receivers went, then it became a reunion of on many levels. I mean, first with Burrows and Jamar Chase, so they took a receiver, and then Waddle ended up going to Miami, and he used to, Tua used to throw to him. You know what I'm saying? But because of those wide receivers were all taken, who falls? Justin Fields, who we were talking about last week. And, the fact that I think he's not only the most dynamic player in this draft, but he was clearly the second best, if not the first best.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he slipped all the way down to 9? Chicago? Chicago got him.
Yeah, so because all right, so in that thinking, right? Why didn't San Francisco take Justin Fields, right?
That's the one thing I really I can't.
Okay.
I can't.
I think I understand why, right? They held on to Garoppolo, right? They didn't move Garoppolo, right? So they're not in a desperate need for a quarterback right now. They have a jewel in Trey Lance that they can develop, and it's understandable that he's a quarterback in development. You bring Justin Fields in, you got to move Garoppolo around, and you still don't know if this quarterback coming in from college can handle a pro offense right off the bat. So, you test, you see what's up with Garoppolo, and you let Trey Lance kind of soak it up, and it kind of makes sense. Now, I'm not mad at Justin Fields in Chicago. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a lot to work with. But first, let's talk about what you just said. And why can't Justin Fields do that? I think everybody's under the impression that when Justin Fields gets drafted, he has to play right away.
They're gonna put him on the field.
I know they are, but they could have, in my opinion, and again, I could be wrong, and Shanahan is a quarterback genius. He knows what he wants and all that. But in my opinion, Trey Lance is a watered down Justin Fields to me. And I'm not saying anything against him, but in the competition and the whole nine, but I'm saying Justin Fields has proven it. And everybody's at this mindset of him having to come in and play immediately. And I get it, but why not have the same mindset you have with Trey Lance? Bring him in a year to sit behind Garoppolo, and you still have the better quarterback in the end. and that's Justin Fields over Trey Lance.
I think they're still invested in Garoppolo, right?
And they could be. And I'm saying,
I think they're still invested.
Plan on playing him all year with the same expectation of Justin Fields sitting. But again,
pressure, you bring in Justin Fields, the pressure is now on Garoppolo, and it's almost like you bring in Justin Fields, pressure's immediately on Garoppolo. You bring in Trey Lance, he's a quarterback in development, less pressure.
Yeah.
Like the approach is totally different, and I think in terms of the lot of quarterbacks that came out, aside from Lawrence, of course, Trey Lance could have the greatest upside. Just in terms of, there's so many unknowns with him, but what we do know of him, man, he's a pretty good talent. He's a very good talent. So it kind of just makes sense to me for San Francisco to pick a Trey Lance. It just made sense. It's no slight. We can't cry racism because.
No, I mean,
Trey Lance is a brother. You know what I mean?
Understandable.
And I really like that kid, man. I think his head, and I like Justin Fields too. I don't like the Justin Fields.
Nothing against Trey Lance, no doubt. He carries himself really well. All I'm saying is, any normal situation, if we're comparing, 2-year starter at Ohio State, who's thrown, who's accounted for, 60 touchdowns, 2 picks in 2 years, and then this other kid coming out of North Dakota State, no matter upside. Again, we're talking about, a starting NFL player. That's hard to be. You know what I'm saying? I mean, every year we always go into this with hyping up all these cats, and then after year 2, where are these cats? Where are these guys we were talking about the year before? And to me, Trey Lance is going to be one of those cats. I don't think we're going to be talking about him like that. Justin Fields, I think we will. I think Justin Fields, I think he's special. And then you bring on, you like where he landed. I like the fact that he has a defense behind him, and he's in Chicago, and he can play right away. That may or may not be a benefit because Nagy really develop him. But the bigger thing is their lack of offensive line. Can you protect that cat?
You got it. Well, what did the Bears do with the rest of the draft? What did they plug in?
They didn't do too much special to me. They didn't. They did draft one lineman for him, and I'm trying to figure out who else. I meant to pull that up, and I'll do that while we're talking. But they didn't do anything overly special, and that's the one thing about putting pieces around him. I mean, like they have a number 1 receiver. Robinson is good. He's definitely a legit number 1. And then if they solidify the offensive line and receiver, they're doing their thing.
All right, so they drafted in the 2nd round an offensive tackle, Tevin Jenkins from Oklahoma State.
Yep.
In the 5th round, they drafted offensive tackle Larry Borum from Missouri.
Okay.
In the 6th round, they picked up Khalil Herbert from Virginia Tech, running back.
Okay.
Daz Newsome from North Carolina at wide receiver in the 6th. They had 3 picks in the 6th. And the 3rd was Thomas Graham Jr. from Oregon, who's a cornerback. And 7th pick was a defensive tackle, Kiris Tonga.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So they did okay then, because again, they got two offensive tackles, their first 2 picks after him. And then that receiver they got, I think you said in the 3rd or 4th pick, he's actually
North Carolina.
From North Carolina. He's
Daz Newsome.
He's legit. So I mean, again, he makes the team or whatever. But those are the 2 positions that they needed, because again, they have their defense is ready rock. You know what I'm saying? They just need a quarterback.
It's so unfair because the expectation is to win right out of college. Like, when you're that high picked, there's so much expectation for you to produce, but there's so many variables that go into you actually producing. we look at a Baker Mayfield in Cleveland, who, kind of floundered, he did all right, but, the expectation was so high, but he didn't have the pieces. And as you put the pieces around him, you see him excel more and more. And you just want to be able to give a Justin Fields just as much, yard, just as much rope as you give a Baker Mayfield, in terms of development.
Oh, yeah. And again, that was the one thing, with Nagy, he didn't develop, Trubisky at all. You know what I'm saying? He probably regressed, if anything else, and with these young quarterbacks, that's the thing more so than anything else. And that's the position that they're put in. You know what I'm saying? The situation, that they're put in. Offensive line is one. You know what I'm saying? If you have a defense that can mask some things, that can, keep the games close, then that helps you out too. But don't get it twisted. Baker Mayfield won, offensive rookie of the year his first year. He came in balling. He had high expectations. He floundered his second year. But again, it's all in the situations leading up to that. So again, these quarterbacks need to be judged. They should be more judged on the organization than themselves, because again, it all depends on the situation. Because the Jets did their thing, in the draft. I mean, I don't know, how much you want to touch on them, but
yeah, let's talk about it.
I mean, Zach, I think Justin Fields was second best quarterback, but for some reason they were just sold on Zach Wilson. I mean, hopefully the pressures of New York, small time cat from Brigham Young, Utah, can handle it. He seemed overhyped, giving super daps, walking across stage, but they did some good things around them. They took a Vera Tucker. He's like because they had 2 first-round picks, Jets. They also picked 14th, so they took a offensive lineman there, early second-round pick, and they took a wide receiver out of Elijah Moore, I believe out of Ole Miss, but he's really good. So again, you're trying to surround him with talent. You know what I'm saying? You solidify his line. You give him another piece outside.
Elijah Moore, wide receiver, Ole Miss.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, got a running back out of North Carolina, Michael Carter.
Yep. And
Jermaine Sherwood, linebacker from Auburn.
All nice picks. Quality players.
Michael Carter, the second defensive back out of Duke.
Safety, yep.
Cornerback, Jason Pinnock. That's the 5th round out of Pittsburgh. Number 6, round number 6, Hazma Nazaruddin, linebacker out of Florida State. So they went heavy defense too. Round 6, another cornerback, Brandon Eccles out of Kentucky. Round number 6, Jonathan Marshall, defensive tackle, Arkansas. So the Jets, they definitely did what traditionally the Jets do, defense.
Yeah. But again, they got him a tackle, and they got him a receiver, and they have a lot of holes to fill regardless. But again, we're gonna we're gonna be judging these quarterbacks on who they now. Again, you look at the number 1 pick. They're starting from the bottom, but they had a solid draft too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They and talk about reuniting. Their second pick was his running back, ETN. You know what I'm saying? And then they went on the line too. So again, it was a lot of talent in this draft. I would say that. And maybe because I paid attention and I was familiar with a lot of these, but a lot of teams did and got what they needed. And along with those Cowboys, I'm happy about them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yo, big shout out to A. Rice in the building. Peace. You weren't here earlier when we had to make the announcement. Your brother Wes is not going to be with us this week, but he's doing well. Everything's all good. He's celebrating the wife's birthday, and of course Mother's Day. So he's got his hands full. We wish the brother well. He sends his love and peace. so you know what it is. That's what we're doing right now. We're talking about the draft, the 2021 NFL draft, and we just going down the timeline, down the draft line, and see who went where, what the surprises were, and who did what. So that's what we're doing. We just got finished talking about the New York Jets. We're talking about the New York Jets. I don't know if you got anything to add, Cliff.
Nah, that was it. They did a good job, though. I think overall they graded out.
Yeah. So, it's one story that I really wanted to talk about this week. The brother out of who got drafted by the Colts, the African brother. I saw his story. What's his name? Pitkey. Hold on. We got to get this right, brother. This story is amazing, Cliff.
I'm not familiar with it.
Oh my God, bro. This story is amazing. So he's from Liberia. His family's from Liberia, right? When he was a child, there was revolution there, it was a war. Some of the soldiers came and grabbed his father when he was he might have been 3 years old, 4 years old, something like that. He's real young. Mm-hmm. And the family was eventually able to escape the war, came to America, and he had a focus that his mother, Quiddy Pay, first round pick, defensive end out of Michigan. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, that brother! Woo!
Now was he the brother that his whole family and basically he had his arms around his mom and he said she just retired.
She just retired, right, yeah, bro. Yeah. I had tears in my eyes, Cliff, because the whole story, watching where he came from and being from war-torn Liberia, being close to death, escaping that, coming over here. His mom having to work 2 and 3 jobs to, make sure he and his brother had food, and so many sacrifices that she had to make. And he stayed dedicated. He stayed focused, and he's a monster, bro. Yeah, man, he's a monster. He really is. Just a really good story, feel good story. So it's I know last week when we talked about the celebrations, it was kind of rough. But then again, when you see, where a lot of these brothers come from and, the obstacles they have to overcome to get to their goal, man, you celebrate as much as you want, dance as much as you want, backflip, whatever you got to do.
And you know what he's bringing to the league too. The passion he's going to bring to the league, the hunger, how much it took him to get there. He's going to be excited, for that cat, because he's not going to be bullshitting. He's not going to be excuse my French, trying to sneak people in through COVID protocols, get kicked off teams. He's not going to be that dude. So again, he's appreciating the opportunity, and he's going to make the best of it. And he's a beast. So big shout out to him, and big shout out to the Indianapolis Colts for, picking that brother, because man, he's a beast. So where we at right now? Who we talking about? I'm trying to find my place here. Well, we were just talking about the Jets in the draft, but we didn't really go down anything specific, orders or anything.
I know what I wanted to talk about though. You brought it up earlier, and that was the Cowboys, because we were thinking they were going to get Patrick Surtain, and when who's that? The Broncos came and snatched him up.
Yeah, because two quarterbacks went just before we were going to take them, but don't get it twisted. Micah Parsons, everybody has rated him the best defensive player in the draft. Now we did need a corner, which is why Surtain was, who we thought we, probably rated number 1 on our board. But as far as defensive player on the board, Micah Parsons is a beast.
Yo, he's a beast.
He really is.
Yeah, that was a great steal for the Cowboys. I think. Yeah,
but if we want to stay on the Cowboys, they reach for everything else. They got some late draft picks, but their second pick, they picked a cornerback, which which they should have. but there was a couple higher rated cornerbacks on that. KJ, what's good?
What up, Kay?
What's
Peace
going
to the
on?
God. Peace to the God. Peace. All right, so thank you. Even though it was hectic on Saturday for y'all, it felt so good to see a live performance with people in a public venue. You know what I'm saying? And I was watching from Mook's camera, and
Right.
you know it got kind of crazy. It got kind of crazy.
I mean, hey man, you know, well, that's what you get when you take the classic guys and mix them in with the new younger cats, man. You start, you know, getting that.
Man, I was like, but nobody got injured, nobody got hurt. Everybody was safe.
It was all good. I guess. I mean, because I ain't hear no sirens, I ain't hear no gunshots, I ain't hear nothing. So obviously,
good. Bless.
A little scuffle or something in the crowd or whatever. But they just, you know, had to break the crowd up with some mace and with some tear gas and pepper spray, real quick.
Yeah, man. Oh man, the pepper spray was going off. I was like, man,
yo. I mean, I don't know. I never got pepper spray before. That was my first time, and that stuff is no joke, yo.
No, that was no joke, nah, for real. But I'm glad y'all was safe. And from what I understand, the show actually ended up going on. It was a successful event. It was just good to see a live event, bro. It was just good. So, you know,
it was cool to be back out there. That was our first time, you know, in over a year, you know, getting back out there. So dust off some cobwebs, man, and have some fun, man. What a way to break it back in.
Yeah, it's real, but it's hip hop. So I'll go down.
Yeah.
It's how I go down.
Hey, listen,
nobody get hurt.
We were all young once, man. So we know about that young energy.
Yeah, man. That's right. So yeah, we doing a recap of the draft, Kay, and you know, highlights, you know, surprises, what have you. You know, we kind of semi went down the line. We talked about Trevor Lawrence. Actually, we're talking about Jacksonville as we speak. No, we're talking about the Cowboys as we speak. But we talked about Justin Fields and his position with the Bears. How do you feel about that? Where he went 5?
I like it. I've always said that he's going to end up where he should be, and I think that's a great place for him. You know, as a team, he can jump right in there right now and get going. It's also, you know, a team that needs it. You know, they can also
desperately,
and they can afford to be patient because, you know, there's no expectation. They got a good defense, already. All they're doing is really trying to plug and play right now on the offensive side. And I think, you know, him coming in there is a good start, man.
And if he's not really ready, they'll probably have Andy Dalton start the season, you know, and then you know with the expectation of maybe, you know, by game 4, game 5, that first quarter season, you know, because Andy Dalton could keep you competitive in a couple games at least. You know?
He could. And then the thing is too, you got the receivers, Allen Robinson, those cats. You got what's his name, Tariq. What's his Montgomery? You got Montgomery at running back. Got a couple of receivers over there. They got a good team. And like I said, their defense is stout, man. So it's a good he ended up in a good spot, a good place.
And Andy Dalton's somebody great to learn from too.
Yeah.
Like a veteran quarterback, like journeyman, knows a bunch of different systems, you know, could just help him understand, get acclimated to the NFL system. Like that's and Andy Dalton knows what time it is. He, you know what I mean? He knows what it is.
Well, you just got better. You want to hope that Nagy knows how to develop him. That's the biggest thing. I mean, because he didn't do anything with Trubisky. You know what I'm saying? And then and you know, whatever type of offense he's going to run, you know, the skill set of Andy Dalton, skill set of Justin Fields, completely different. So how is he going to make that marriage work, even with the transitioning, even with, you know, trying to get him up to speed, trying to, you know, so we'll see. I mean, you know, it's a good place for him, though. It's a good place.
Yeah, and I think they got time.
I think the professionalism side of it, and like you said, as a rookie coming in, the transition period is good. I don't think Trubisky, I don't know who was there at the time, but I don't think he had that. They threw him in the fire just from the gate.
Off rip, yeah.
So now that you do have an Andy Dalton, I think the transition can be a lot better for Fields over there.
Yeah, and then juxtapose the San Francisco pick, Trey Lance.
That was the shock one. That was the shocker to me.
Yeah, that made everything drop.
Yeah, but I was saying it kind of made sense to me because they seem like they're invested in Garoppolo, right? So to some degree, like they still haven't figured out what they're going to do with him. So you got a quarterback that is, in development. It's understood this Trey Lance is going to be in development. We're not expecting him to start off rip, so it made sense to me,
Yeah, I like it. I actually like the pick for Trey. I mean, I didn't think they would do it, but I like it. I definitely like it because I expected them to take Mac Jones or somebody, and I kept saying I don't know about Mac Jones. And I mean, he got picked by the Patriots. That one feels a little more, true and makes a little more sense to me. But I never saw the Mac Jones San Francisco thing. I just was just like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't see that.
A smoke screen that everybody fell for. It was perfectly orchestrated. But that's going to be another thing to watch with now. Obviously, Mac Jones falling the Patriots is a good thing. Seems like almost destiny. But again, how do they make that transition? How are they going to try to orchestrate that offense from Cam to him? Or, what I'm saying, are they going to try to just let him learn under Cam? That's going to be very interesting to watch, too.
Yeah,
I think they only did a 1-year deal with Cam. That was always the plan for Cam to be a filler, I think. Because if you look at the way Cam even performed last year, I was kind of shocked that they brought him back. And they only brought him back as a filler. Because Cam wasn't good last year, man. Let's be honest. For real, Cam was not good last year. And it was shocking to me. And now it totally makes sense. He was there as an insurance, just in case they didn't pick up, somebody that they would, be able to move on to.
Yeah, they definitely he was a bridge to the future. Cam was, or Cam is, I should say. So Cam might start the first few games, but I expect to see Mac Jones in more sooner than later.
I agree.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think that I definitely think we selling Cam short, no doubt. But because Cam caught COVID, Cam never came back the same. Cam, he started off the season, they were legit, and with all of that being said, they were 2 plays away from 9 wins. I mean, they ended up 7-9, but they were 2 plays away from being 9-7. And then, you know what I'm saying? So you're talking about a healthy Cam, a motivated Cam, and Cam is not old yet.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So again, it's like we'll see. I mean,
in Cam Newton years, Cam is old because he's a runner, he's a bruiser, he attracts contact. You know what I mean? So he's going to take pounding throughout the game, throughout the season. He just is. And top of the season, it's all good. He'll put up numbers by week 6-7. Not so much.
No, but let's think about it. Like, I feel where you, Cliff, and I feel, but Cam numbers were horrible.
Yeah,
man. Like, look at his touchdown and interception ratio. It was horrible. And the thing what Cam was successful at was running. And that's my problem with Cam. And that was the problem, is his throwing was terrible, man. He was throwing balls short and in the ground, like literally, like balls he was throwing at people's ankles, like seriously.
And
he was way off.
And you could blame it on injury, you could blame it on COVID, but Cam never had great quarterback mechanics. He's never a pocket passer. And as he slows down, as things just don't go for you the same way they did as a runner, it's time for you to throw the ball, bro. And he just never showed us that he can consistently throw the ball.
He'll get better talent around him this year because y'all cannot, argue the fact that he didn't have any talent last year. They didn't have anybody. Patriots. He had no, which is why Brady left. He knew he couldn't be successful there. You know what I'm saying? So again, I agree. His numbers stink. He looked terrible. He was literally throwing balls into the ground. But again, if you're throwing to you and me, You know what I'm saying? You may want to throw that ball into the ground and not get an interception because don't get it twisted. His contract was incentive based. You know what I'm saying? So if he knows some cat like you and me out there catching it, he ain't really trying to complete that ball. You know what I'm saying? So again, we'll see though. We'll see. I mean, he's gonna be motivated. You know, he'll be motivated.
And I will say he was coming off a shoulder injury, and that could play a part. So let's just see what
that's been the same story with Cam Newton for the last 5-6 years, gentlemen. Come on, let's see about every year we say the same thing.
And it's the reality. So you can either say that it's going to be better this year, or it could be that was the beginning of the end with him with the shoulder injury, and now he ain't got it no more. Who knows? Yeah. But we'll see this year.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll training camp, no COVID, the whole night. We'll see. Yeah. You know, we'll see. Yeah. I mean, they stacked it up. They stacked it up for Belichick spent $150 million in free agency, and they had a solid draft too. So we'll see.
Kay,
got them going back to his double tight ends again now. So you got safety, got the safety valves and all that going on. So
no excuses. No excuses. Now, just to go back before you hopped in. Such a feel-good story. I gotta bring it up again. Indianapolis Colts number one pick this year, Kwity Paye, defensive end out of Michigan. I don't know if you got a chance to check his story.
I saw it, yeah.
Man, that story is just so heartwarming. And again, to see brothers, I know last week, I was shitting on the dancing and the celebration. I was like kind of shitting on it. But then when I saw his story, I was like, man, if you go through what he went through, man, you could dance, celebrate, backflip, whatever you need to do to get it off. Do what you got to do because it was such a great story, man. It was dope. Yeah, and he's gonna be a beast for the Indianapolis Colts this year.
Oh yeah,
he's gonna be a total beast. Like he's crazy.
Yeah, he is. I mean, hey man, like there is plenty of stories like that, man. But like you said, man, that's a great story. And these guys should rejoice, man, especially when you go through so much like that, man, and you finally get to that point of what you've been pushing since you were like 4 or 5 years old, man. It's nothing, no greater feel of joy is better than that, man. So, yeah, kudos, man.
Man, no doubt. Okay. What the Steelers do? What y'all do this week?
Got my boy. That's what I wanted.
Yeah. Got the running back, right? Yeah.
You called that. KG called that actually off the rip, but yeah.
I said it. I said I want Najee, man, and that's what we got him. We needed that. Man. We need that bad. We need a running back bad, yo. We need it bad. We also need offensive linemen, and we need defensive linemen or linebackers as well. But I think we kind of did a pretty good draft. I think every little spot that we needed to fill, we filled. Now, whether or not they're going to show up and perform, that's another story. But we filled a lot of. Najee. I'm saying Najee. I ain't got nothing. Najee.
He's not pretending. Yeah, and I think the Steelers, you shore up that offensive line because again, Ben, you don't need him throwing downfield as much as he was anyway. But he didn't have a running game. Y'all had the worst running game in football. So again, you shore that up. You have the offensive line. I think y'all are definitely to be reckoned with. Everybody's talking about Cleveland. Everybody's talking, and they did a good job too. They showed up something. Beckham's coming back. I mean, they look legit, but they still Cleveland.
They're still Cleveland. They also picked up my man, the defensive lineman, the defensive end.
From
the Texans.
Yeah, Clowney.
He's from South Carolina. The dude that
Jadeveon Clowney.
But he was up in Seattle last year.
No, but he was originally. Yeah, he was last year. That's what I'm talking about. Here was originally from the Texans.
Yeah,
but yeah, Clowney's over at Cleveland now too. So. Yeah, Cleveland had they got some good draft picks too, man, and then they already were tough. So we got some work to do. It's gonna be tough. The AFC North gonna be tough this year.
Yeah, because me and Hawk was talking about how it's like a lot of these players been reunited because Jamar Chase went to his his LSC quarterback, that connection, and that's your division. You know what I'm saying? So again, y'all are stacked from top to bottom. That's gonna be tough because Baltimore, they had a good draft too.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be tough sledding.
You guys think that Cleveland's gonna hold on to Beckham? Or you think they'll trade
I
him?
think this year.
I think they'll trade him at
I don't
some
think so. I
point.
think this year they're gonna hold it because I think they're all in this year. I think they're gonna be believing the hype with a lot of people. Well, not a lot of people. What some people are saying and how good they are, and they're gonna be all in. So I don't think they're gonna trade him this year. I think they're gonna do everything they can to keep stacking this team as constructed and see what they can do.
I think I'm with Kay. They did so well last year without him that it kind of proved the concept that it allows Baker Mayfield to be more freer with who he's throwing the ball to. It just frees him up, and it's what's best for Baker Mayfield at this point. That's why I think they're going to move him, try to get some value back. Maybe on the defense.
I agree because I think that strong personality and the type of guy that he is, and he's frustrated and flooded if he's not getting the ball. And I don't think the organization needs that or want that. Mayfield. And I agree.
Cleveland's offense is predicated on running, like
exactly. And they may start the season off giving it a shot, like you're saying, Cliff. But you know what? There it is. Let's go.
It was say that one more time, Kay. You froze up a little bit.
No, I was saying that they may start the season off, like Cliff is saying, and give it a shot. But soon as Baker Mayfield started up, they're gonna be like, okay, here we go. Let's go. Let's pull the plug on this one.
Yeah. I mean,
but think about what y'all saying though for a second though. What the reason because he needs the ball. If they give him the ball, if they get him the ball, he's the most dynamic player on the team. And if he touches the ball, it's just a matter. I just think they're going to be more creative in getting him the ball. Like again,
the creativity you talking about is going to take away from what works. Like this works. Why be creative when this is what works? You'd be better off getting value back from that because you've proven you don't need it really.
Yeah, you got two stud running backs. And then you got Higgins over there now. You got the tight end over there. I mean, you got
Landry
is still there.
Yeah.
And that's what so when you run the bootleg, you got guys you could throw the ball to. Other than that, you running the ball basically with them with that offensive line, man. So I mean, I just don't know. It's the same thing like with Baltimore. Baltimore is predicated. Their whole thing is predicated on, or it's all about running the ball, and that's why a lot of free agents, even Juju and a couple of free agents, didn't go to Baltimore because they thought about it and was like, am I really going to get the ball here? Because they run the ball.
And that's who Sammy Watkins actually just signed there, and they signed somebody else to the Ravens this offseason. But I mean, the offensive coordinator is actually alluding to the fact that again, they're going to be more creative in the run game to focus a little bit more on pass and going downfield. So again, it's all in how they sell it and how they execute. You know what I'm saying?
Just one more point on that Cleveland discussion. Aaron says, and do you really believe Baker is going to lead them to a chip? Nah, I'd have to agree with you, but you don't need Baker to lead you to a chip. You could play team ball, and it could be somebody else that's actually leading you. But I don't think Odell Beckham Jr. is going to lead a team to a chip either. So that's the thing. You're going to basically sacrifice Baker Mayfield's confidence and focus just so Odell Beckham could have great numbers, because he's not going to lead you to he's not going to get you to a championship just from that wide receiver position. That's not going to happen.
I just don't. I mean, but I do agree, like far as when it comes down to it, Baker Mayfield is going to have to make a crucial pass or decision to get you past a critical or crucial down or point in the game. And I just don't know. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't believe it yet.
Yeah. I mean, we saw Tim Tebow do it, bro. Shit.
Against my Steelers too.
Yeah, like, it can happen, man. Like
against my Steelers too, yo.
But he's a football player, you know what I'm saying? He's a football player, and you know that was a perfect play call, and he executed it. Now, speaking of him, you know, what do you think about him in this all tight end, trying out for tight end in Jacksonville?
I think that
hold up, but what the hell? I missed that one.
Urban Meyer's talking about bringing Tim Tebow on to play tight end.
Man, knock it off, yo.
Yeah, man. I think that Urban Meyer is going to jeopardize his credibility as a professional coach.
He is out here just trying to keep it real with his people and his players, man. Like he better knock it off, yo.
Yeah, man. That's not a good look at all. And I think Trevor Lawrence deserves better. I think Trevor Lawrence deserves better.
So Tebow gonna line up on the end as a tight end and block Myles Garrett?
Well, exactly. And that's the one thing that they're saying. Like your initial thing, knock it off. And again, that's what these people are saying. Like, he may be a football player, but he's not a tight end. And he was like, when they were trying to get him to switch to tight end 5 years ago, he wasn't having it. So now he took the time off. He went and tried baseball after, you know, and now he's going to come back because his boy's the coach. I mean, it's just, you know.
And then on top of all that, Semi be in the trenches. Come on, man. Stop it, yo.
Yeah. I don't think it's a good look at all. Trevor Lawrence, you know, it's definitely like the golden boy. And you know how we feel around here about the golden boy.
Mm-hmm.
But that boy is bad. Trevor Lawrence is dope. Like he's that good.
He is good.
And he's a good dude. Like he's a likable guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he from what I understand, he stands on the side of right. When this last year with the whole social justice going on, and you know,
he got a hippie older brother. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna be good. You know what I mean? Have you seen his older brother?
No.
He had long hair, glasses. You know he got. You know he smoked madism, you know what I mean? and that's without a doubt. You know, they were having some segment on that shit about his brother, but his influence, you know, that down to earth style, that whole bohemian type of lifestyle. Yeah, he does seem like a good dude. Trevor Lawrence does seem like a good dude in that regard. But yeah, his brother's definitely a hippie.
No, Trevor Lawrence to me comes across as the dude too. So I mean, I had no problem with them taking him number one. I figured that it would be. I have no problem with it happening and it coming to light. So I expect him to be all right. Day one, obviously going out there day one, and I expect him to be. He's gonna have some bumps and bruises out there, man. But he's gonna be all right, yo. He's gonna be all right.
Yeah, I'm rooting for him, bro. Again, I was like, damn. You know, the Wills knows. You know how it is. He's like, all right, here we go again.
Mm-hmm.
But nah, he's the real deal. He deserves he deserves all the accolades, the praise. You know,
he could throw it. He could throw it. He makes good decisions. He could run it. He can run it too, y'all.
Great leadership skills on and off the field. Just the character is above board.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's dope. Like he's actually what Tim Tebow was coming out of college, except he can actually play the quarterback position.
Yeah, he can throw the ball.
He can really throw the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. Hopefully, he's put in the right position because Urban Meyer, again, he's a tireless coach, and he's definitely been successful on the college level. But let's see what if that can translate into the pros.
Yeah, because he got to be a leader of men now.
Yeah.
You got grown men in the pros that's making millions of dollars that ain't gonna take you yanking them up by their collar or talking crazy in their face.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, you heard what happened about one of his first hires, right? His conditioning coach. Known racist cat that was fired by Iowa. Yeah, so they luckily
Urban got a lot of baggage because in Ohio State there was something that happened with one of his staff members was kind of shaky, whatever. And then in Florida there was some things that was kind of shaky with Urban Meyer. Another one of his staff members was accused of something. The law got involved, and so he's got a history of
he definitely got a
a
cloud.
little controversial.
He got a cloud. Got a cloud hovering over him, following him. He definitely do.
You know what I mean?
He definitely dances in the gray area. You know what I'm saying? And try to, get.
Well, with the NFL,
the
NFL is you get a longer leash. You can get away with a lot more room to breathe. And he's back in Florida, so he's a hometown guy. Like he's gonna own Florida. He already owns it. But if Jacksonville Jaguars has any type of success, Urban Meyer might just run for governor.
Also too though, Urban Meyer is known for when it get hectic and the sweaty palms come out and stuff start going a little bit, left, he will bail out. So we'll see. Yeah. He is known for that.
Yeah, that's real. That's
real. And like Kay said said it right. He's gonna have to lead men. It's completely different. You got egos. You got people with bills and not taking what you normally give into these young kids. And again, we'll see how he can handle that. Make that adjustment.
So let's talking about a team that has that let's be real, they're not going to come out like smacking people and winning a bunch of games. You're talking about a team that's going to be losing a lot of games, and frustration is going to be at all-time high a lot in there. And you got to be ready for that, man, as the coach. And like I said, the leader of the men, you better be ready for it, and you can't run from it.
Yep. So just to end this NFL draft conversation, who do you guys think did the best this year in the draft, or who do you think is going to really shine out of this year's draft going forward?
I think everybody. It seems like the top 5 teams, like the Jets and Cleveland, and I'm talking about as far as draft, what they did. They addressed a lot of need, because the one thing I noticed, even Chicago, but the one thing I noticed is that there was a lot of talent in this draft that was highlighted by the teams that took them. So again, a lot of holes were filled, and because the draft was deep in a lot of different areas, it seems like a lot of teams filled a lot of holes. But number one, I say number one, number two team for the draft for me was the Jets and the Browns. That's what I think.
Interesting.
Yeah. What do you guys think about the Giants picking the wide receiver?
I think that was definitely a good pick. I'm just trying to think the overall depth of their draft. I think they did a not so good job. I mean, the Giants obviously had a lot of holes to fill, but the receiver pick, that was a good pick though. I think he's. I definitely think. But
yeah, I think so too. I think so too. I know they had their eyes set on Devontae Smith, and then the Eagles and the Cowboys got together and did that little swap
around,
and threw them off. But I think a lot of the experts say that dude is pretty good and could be really good for the Giants. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm looking down. I'm on the Giants page, and they have a link to all the sports writers, their grade for the Giants. USA Today's Nate Davis gave him an A. New York Post Ryan Dunleavy gave him an A. Fans to Dead Matt Lombardo, A. The Ringers Danny Kelly, A. Sporting News Vinny Iyer, A-. Ralph Vacciano, A-. So everybody's got them at A, A-, B+. Mel Kiper gave him a B+.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not it's not bad. Do you guys think that the NFC East as a division did well in the draft and can up their lot this year because they like probably historically one of the worst divisions in NFL history. They need some help.
You know what? I'm not even mad. I'm not mad like Dallas, like that Parsons kid from Penn State. That was a good pick for Dallas. Dallas need to shore up their defense. That's a good pick for them.
Yeah, and they picked up their first 6 picks, I believe. 6 or 7 were actually defensive players.
Yeah.
They reached after Parsons at a couple of different positions, but they got some definitely some cats that can contribute.
What do you mean reached?
Well, their second pick was Kevin Joseph, cornerback, and there was an Alabama cornerback that was picked after him, and I think they went for this Kevin Joseph kid because of the type of cornerback he is. He runs. Nolan apparently likes those taller, rangier cornerbacks, and that kid Joseph, I want to say he was like the 160th rated player on the board. And again, at the second pick, what was that? That was like second round.
That'd be about 50 something, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I want to say like there was a 40th ranked cornerback, and I can't remember his name, from Alabama that was picked before him. So again, Kevin Joseph.
You talking about Surtain?
No. Surtain was left, but the Cowboys, their second pick was a cornerback.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is they reached in regard to there was a cornerback rated higher that went after him that even went to a bigger school. Yeah. But I think the Cowboys, again, they liked him, and so we'll see how that works out.
The defensive coordinator for Dallas is
Nolan.
Nolan
got hired,
and he's from Seattle, right? And there was some discussion about how in building the Seattle defense, the Legion of Doom, he likes tall, rangy athletes with long arms. So his thinking, he's trying to rebuild what Seattle had with the Legion of Boom.
I mean, it makes sense when you think about it. If you're talking about red zone, when they try to throw up to these tall wide receivers or these tall tight ends, if you like 5'9", you ain't, they throwing over top of you. Like throwing to Gronk and all those guys. Like those guys are tall, man. Like, so you throw it up and those big receivers could go up and just jump up over you. So, I mean, I get it. It makes sense.
Yeah,
but they
although Seattle did have Earl Thomas on the back end, and Earl Thomas was small.
He was just one of the best to do it.
Yeah, but he was behind Cam Chancellor, which was tall and rangy and booming too. So
yeah. But Cliff, you were going to make another point off of KG's point.
Well, I was talking about as far as the reaching point. You mean
the Cowboys? Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah. Well, they their third pick was a defensive tackle. Again, they focus on defense, which is perfect. But again, that's another place where I think they reach because they got a defensive tackle. I think he was out of UCLA. But again, there was higher rated defensive tackles that they picked that were on the board when they picked him. Now, on the flip side of that, they got some late picks that could be ballers. They got Golston, a D-back out of Iowa, who's going to be a beast. They got Cox, a linebacker out of LSU, late round. That's going to be a beast. So their second 2 picks, I think they reached up. And again, like KG said, or like you just reiterated, because of his tall body type, them trying to basically recreate the Legion of Boom, he took that corner. I think he should have took another corner. But all in all, in the later rounds, they got some good talent. So I think the Cowboys had a really good draft.
Yeah, and if you think about it too, like you gotta get guys that fit your scheme. especially if you're trying to run what you're normally, running. And who can argue? Legion of Boom was successful. So if he's trying to recreate that and go off of the same, the way he built that with those prototypes, then you can't fault him.
Mm-hmm.
So, if all things considered, right now, who do you see coming out the NFC East?
Well, I'm gonna be a homer. I'm gonna say the Cowboys only because of Dak, and I really think if you bring that defense, which was horrible, if you bring it to the middle of the pack with that offense, they're gonna be tough to stop. I'm talking about anybody. They're gonna be tough to stop because you got 3 receivers on the outside. If that line can protect that. Listen, if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. But all I'm saying is the Cowboys, if that defense is middle of the pack, the offense will be enough to carry them. And that's my
Lord,
pick.
Lord have mercy.
Listen, I will go on record though. I will go on record and give
I'm about to cry.
Washington football team the props because that defense is tough. But I'm taking my Cowboys.
Oh my God, Kay.
Oh man, you know what, yo? I ain't even gonna front. I think the Cowboys too, though. I ain't gonna hate, yo. I do think the Cowboys. I think it's gonna be tough. It ain't gonna be easy, but I do think. I mean, if you look at it on paper, and even outside of paper, I just think the Cowboys will get it done.
Well,
Washington's gonna give up a fight. They're gonna put up a fight though.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think Washington will put up a fight, but I'll give it to the Cowboys.
Yeah,
and I definitely don't think it's going to be an historically bad conference like it has been the past couple of years. I mean, I think Washington is going to be decent, average to decent. Cowboys will be average to decent. Eagles they're in transition, but they'll be competitive. I don't think they're going to win me. And the Giants, they could. I mean, they were looking really good at the end of the season. I like what Judge is doing. That defense is tough. Saquon is coming back. I mean, if Danny Dimes don't turn it over at a rate at a huge clip, they can stay in some games. So I think as a whole, as you asked Hakim, I think the conference, the division, NFC East will be a lot better than last year. A lot better.
Man.
A lot more competitive.
Worse. Can you get worse than last year? Oh, God.
Man, that conference, that division, hasn't been solid in a minute. Not a lot of 9 and 7s for everybody going around or worse. I don't know when last time we seen a 13 and 3 team up out of there or 12 and 4 team up out of NFC.
Well, don't sleep though, Hawk. Remember they added a game this year, 17 games this year. Remember?
Oh yeah.
They
no
added
doubt.
it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So I mean,
I definitely think the Cowboys are coming up out of there though.
Mm-hmm.
Washington won't be too far behind them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So all right, so let's go around the league. You got the NFC East, NFC West.
The West.
You guys said what was it? San Francisco, Seattle. That's the NFC.
Yeah,
that's
Arizona.
San Francisco, Seattle, Arizona. Who else is in that division? Arizona,
Seattle, the Rams.
In San
Francisco.
And I like the Rams. I mean, they upgraded quarterback and they got that tough defense.
Mm-hmm.
They got that tough defense.
I'll go with the Rams too.
Yeah, I'm not ever going to sleep on Russell Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
And he made a big stink over this last offseason. And things have kind of calmed down, which makes me think there's been some major concessions. And I just want to see what Seattle does. I understand what you guys are saying about the Rams, but what's the boy's name from Detroit? Matt Stafford.
I
got. You gotta see it. You gotta prove it to me. I gotta see it.
Yeah, but you gotta wonder, Hawk, though, what's it really gonna be like in Seattle? I mean, did Did Russ ruffle some feathers? I mean, are people going to be in their feelings? You know what I'm saying? I mean, is that
Well, he
team
was
chemistry gonna really be? Because they're saying how like he called out the offensive line and all that jazz. So I don't know. We'll see if that team starts off the season a team and winning some games, or if there's
well, I
some
mean,
friction.
but if things aren't resolved, do you even go back?
Oh, they may be resolved, but like even with the when he initially caused that stink, some of the not his teammates per se, but people in the Seattle market was saying, what does Russ want? What is we giving Russ? You know what I'm saying? So not that he backpedaled, and I don't think he said anything wrong, but I'm just saying like a lot of people on the outside is saying, he shouldn't be calling out his teammates like that. And if there's any people in the locker room, if there's any friction, that may hold them back early on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's definitely have to smooth those issues over. I'm just trying to figure out if whatever his stink was, have they addressed the stink? I mean, I think you got to start there, though. Really, like, what was his stink about? Like, was it what he needed a better offensive line? Did he need another wide receiver? Did he need a running back? Like, what was his stink? And if whatever his stink was it addressed in the draft?
Yeah, it was. He wanted more input. He wanted more input in what was going on. He felt like he was being left out of conversations in terms of direction, and so that it was more that. And then I guess him not being satisfied with the protection.
Well, they're saying a lot of
hits.
A lot of these
quarterbacks,
elite quarterbacks have this. Well, they're having this Brady. They're having this Brady envy. That's what they're saying now. Because Brady basically went down to Tampa, and they basically say, okay, whatever Brady, whatever you need, we get you. And that type of input is the type of definitely the type of input that these quarterbacks covet. Particularly, that's why Rodgers is not said he's going back to Green Bay. He said he's not playing for them anymore. That's
like you said, Cliff, is like now. So the whole thing now is everybody just wants say and everything. Like it's just like like I get like just a conversation or whatever, man. Like, but like you gotta at some point you gotta let these guys do their job too, man. And I'm not saying for you just to be the quarterback and just go play, because I mean definitely you should have some input into saying, hey guys, listen, we need to upgrade at this position. I can do better at that, because I can tell you like there's holes in every team out there, man. So shoot, look at the Steelers. Like Ben was been running for his life for the last 4 years, probably. I mean.
Yeah.
That, you're the only person you can say is like all right, the Cowboys had a strong offensive lineman. The Giants, Danny Dimes be running for his life out there. Russell ran for his life last year.
Right.
I mean, you could say that about any team. Carson Wentz was running for his life up in Philly. Like, I mean,
I think looking at Tom in Tampa Bay, right, definitely is going to spark a lot of this going forward from elite quarterbacks. Him not getting say in New England, leaving New England, going to Tampa Bay, and the narrative, the illusion is that Tom is, it's because of Tom. Tom's involved in the decision making. Is that's going to open the floodgates now for elite quarterbacks to be like, well, you know what? I want some say so. I want to be involved in decision making.
Yeah.
Who you bringing in, because my life and career is on the line. So I want to have some say so as to the type of offense we're gonna run, type of teammates we're gonna bring in here. If I'm gonna control the offense, I mean I kind of there's some validity to that, especially when coaching staffs a lot of times be making suspect moves.
All right, but
we'll make you the scapegoat.
I agree. I totally agree. But let's be real. Like, these guys are not Tom Brady. Like, Tom Brady's earned that, right? Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Championships have Tom Brady won. Like, I'm sure Tom Brady didn't have all of that input at the beginning. It might. We're talking about 6 and 7 championships later that people are starting to see that. and see that he has some kind of input now. But dealing with Bill Belichick, and that's probably one of the reasons why he kind of wanted to get out of there, is because he didn't really have too much of a say-so in there. But they still were winning. They still were winning. So I get it, Hawk, and
Tom is saying. Now I'm not saying this, but Tom is saying he was carrying them, and that's why they were winning. It wasn't Bill Belichick. That's kind of his. That's kind of
that he wanted to do certain things they wasn't, and despite that, they were still winning because of him.
Right, and then when he left, he's like, "See."
Well, I can agree with that to a certain extent, but not all the way. Go ahead.
Well, that could be part of the narrative, but just like these young quarterbacks, these rookie quarterbacks, their success is predicated on how they're set up, what type of what type of situation they're in. Tom Brady was set up. He was handed a platter. I mean, remember, it was the perfect situation. Not only were Tampa Bay perennial losers as a franchise, and you coming in there with all your cachet as Tom Brady, your Super Bowl rings, but they were a 7-9 team with a stacked defense, stacked running back, that had a quarterback the previous year that threw 30 interceptions. So again, he was going into the perfect situation. Not only was he going into a situation where the team was ready to win, a quarterback away, but he has a coach that is no risk it, no biscuit, cool as hell, who was about winning, and he's basically says, okay, if you want to, coach that part of the team, I'm all for it. He's not the Bill Belichick type cat who's going to oversee everything. So again, Tom Brady fell into the perfect situation where he can bring his cachet, he can bring his knowledge, and it would be embraced. And
but what about Russell Wilson and Pete Carroll?
Again, how that relationship was built and has matured along with the GM, that's completely different situation than Tom Brady walked into. You know what I'm saying? And we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. That Russell Pete Carroll situation.
No. What I'm saying in terms of Russell's issues with Seattle, with Seattle, a lot of it has to do with him having a certain amount of say so. Like it's almost like, are you envious of the relationship that Tom Brady has with
they are.
Arians, you know what I mean? Like that's kind of where I was going. Like when you see what happened there, you're like, yo, man, like, I want that same type of input, that same type of rapport with the general manager and the coach to be able to say, hey, listen, my input matters, my say so matters. Now I'm not the end all to be all, but don't give me the Heisman Trophy pose like I ain't got no say so, because I still got to run this machine.
Right, I get it, and I think Russell Wilson has definitely earned that respect. Like he's won a Super Bowl, he's been in the league long enough, and to be honest, I can say he earned it and deserves it more than Deshaun Watson to be asking for it. I'm not saying Deshaun Watson don't deserve it, but Russell deserves it more than him.
I agree. I agree. So, different set of circumstances, because the Seattle organization is a heads above Houston's organization, just as an organization, right?
Absolutely.
And then they have a history of winning. Houston has no history of winning. So different circumstances, but like when you look at Deshaun and his stance, just right here. So apparently the 22 accusations is now down to 2.
Yeah.
I always felt like it was suspect. And I still feel like it's all suspect, man.
It was them railroading him, basically, just trying to lock him down in there, which now he's the backstory, but you know what? He's not going anywhere. There's no market for him right now. And we don't know what ultimately is going to happen. But yeah, from 22 down to 2. But they called all that shitstorm before the draft. And again, we talk about the cachet that Wilson covets. That's the whole reason why Aaron Rodgers now wants out of Green Bay, because he does not have the say so. He does not have the the power to give his input to the front office, and
And
that's
I
something
think
that he wants.
that's another one. He's definitely earned it. He's earned it as
He's
well.
earned it, yeah.
He's earned it as
Yeah.
well. And I think, I mean, I get it, man. Like if you out there, you know, and you're the quarterback and you're saying, listen, guys, I think we need help in this position and in that position. And I think, yeah, like somebody that if I was an owner, I would listen to him and be like, what do you think you need out there? And at least try to address it.
Yeah. Because this is the person at the wheel. Like he's telling you, okay, that right rear tire don't feel too good. You know, we might need to put some air in there. You know what? You stress don't feel right when you need something because he's driving it. So you gotta have some input. So you know, that was the Russell Wilson conversation in terms of where he was coming from. But apparently they smoothed it over, and I can't ever sleep on Russell Wilson in Seattle, which was kind of the point.
No, you can't.
Yeah,
but speaking of Aaron Rodgers, do you guys think Aaron Rodgers is going to leave?
Oh, I think so. I think he's out. I think it's a wrap. I think because he's that cat didn't talk to his brother for years over what is supposedly was some bullshit argument. So yeah, when he digs his heels in, he's dug in. And again, he dropped that bomb the day of the draft, man. That was all calculated. You know what I'm saying? So again, he wanted to let people know that he's serious about this.
Now, with that being said, let's back up to the NFC East again. If Aaron Rodgers go to the Redskins, we're talking something different.
Yes, we are. Yes, I would concede it. With that defense and Aaron Rodgers and what he has already, I would definitely concede it to. I'd say we'd be chasing them off the rip.
Damn, that's crazy. If Aaron Rodgers go to the Redskins, that's
with that tight end that they got over there and all that, man. Ooh, the Redskins will be tough.
But they really talking about him to Denver. They're saying Denver had the input, which is another reason why they're saying Denver didn't draft Justin Fields, which is why he drafted. Which again, why a bunch of people dropped, because again, the Cowboys wouldn't have got Parsons if those two cornerbacks didn't go ahead, and again, all of that, and Chicago again, not taking Justin Fields made everybody drop.
Right, and Aaron Rice was just saying that Rodgers.
Right.
I think he bugging too, because I don't know what the issue is. Obviously, there's a front office issue there because he got talent on that team,
and I'm gonna say.
Their defense is suspect though.
That last game, bro. That last Packer game when they lost to man, come on, man. He should have ran it in.
He should have ran it.
That third down, Aaron Rodgers could have ran that ball in on that third down.
He should have ran that in.
All of us could have ran that in. You know what I'm saying? But,
well, maybe not me.
And then you want to flip the script and say, "Oh, they took the ball out my hand on fourth down." Well, you had it in your hand on third down. So okay, you took third down. I'm gonna kick this field goal on fourth down, dude, because third down you didn't do it.
No.
Yeah, but Kay, think about it though. He the fact that all of that came out and the fact that the coach said that they didn't even discuss what they were going to do on fourth down tells you the bigger issues and just the organizational thinking of Green Bay. You know what I'm saying? You got Aaron Rodgers and you got a minute, for to decide to go to the Super Bowl, and your head coach is not talking to you about fourth down. You know what I'm saying? So there's a problem in their organization from the top up. Because again, I don't know if you guys heard this. Rumor has it that he wants the GM fired. He said he wants the GM fired. Now, if you're calling from someone's head, that's pretty big. So what does the Packers do? Do they keep him, fire the GM? But again, Aaron Rodgers says he's not going back there. He's never playing for them again.
The crazy thing about the Packers is they're so unique because the team is really owned by
the
town. So it's like the shareholders would have to vote. Yeah, that's so dope. It is. The shareholders, which is the town, actually has to vote on this whole thing, and That's really interesting. Because
Yeah.
even like politically, Aaron Rodgers is one of the more liberal white players in the NFL. Like he seemed to stand on, the right side of a lot of social issue points. But then when you think of how the Green Bay Packers is situated, it's so left for people who know what I'm talking about. It's so left. Like it's very politically, where the town owns a for-profit organization. And I only think Green Bay is a for-profit organization because the town owns it. Is it a nonprofit? The Packers?
I have no idea.
I'm asking.
Yeah, like that.
That's so interesting. That's amazing right there. Yeah.
Very
so that what Aaron Rodgers decides to do and where he ends up is that's interesting. That's gonna be something to talk about. Going forward, where is Aaron Rodgers going to end up?
It changes the competitive balance in football. I mean, because if he goes to Denver, I mean, he's legitimately. I mean, they're a Super Bowl contender, and they're.
Whoa!
Contender. Denver, with Aaron Rodgers and that defense. I don't think favorite, but I think contender. I think they're in the mix.
Maybe a playoff mix, but they ain't no Super Bowl contender. Like I don't even.
He's saying they're going to the playoffs. Is what he's saying.
I think they're definitely going to the playoffs.
I don't like so. Aaron Rodgers is going to make them beat. Aaron Rodgers is going to make them beat who? KC.
Nice.
I was trying to find somebody else. I didn't even talk about KC. Aaron Rodgers is going to make Denver beat the Titans.
Jasmine.
Yeah.
No, come on, Cliff. Come on, man.
I mean, that defense is elite, yo. That defense is elite, and they have some playmakers on the outside. Cortland Sutton. Denver has pieces. All of Aaron Rodgers. He was the MVP, bro. He changes. So I'm saying if he goes to a team with a defense, the Redskins.
I believe more in the Redskins.
Denver.
I agree. He makes. I mean, he definitely makes Denver better. But I'm just saying, man. I don't know if I'm saying to put them in the upper echelon of saying that they will be a threat in the AFC for a Super Bowl. I mean, for the championship of the AFC. I don't know that, man.
Well, who do you think is? Besides KC, who do you guys think? What teams do you think are threatening right now?
You got the Titans,
especially right after the draft. Okay, you say the Titans. Okay, because I think
you got Baltimore, you got Cleveland, you got Cleveland, and I'm going to throw my boys in there. I'm going to throw the Steelers in there.
Of course you are.
So okay. So you mean to tell me Denver with Aaron Rodgers and that defense is not in the same class as the four teams you just named? They can't beat the Steelers. They can't beat the Cleveland. They can't beat Tennessee. I think they can beat Tennessee. Tennessee's good, but Aaron Rodgers and Denver's defense can beat Tennessee.
Can they beat the Buffalo Bills?
Okay.
Buffalo.
That's someone. Buffalo, right, I think, is the number one contender to Kansas City. But again, they're right below that. I think they're. I think Denver.
What about the Colts?
Again, you have to see what Carson wins. We got to see what he does. We got to see. They're ready made too. But again, if the MVP Carson Wentz plays, they're gonna be tough to beat too. But if the mediocre Carson Wentz plays, it'll be whatever.
Hey man, like Hawk said, I forgot about Buffalo. I don't know how I forgot about Buffalo. You got Buffalo up there as well. I'm not saying yes. You talking about when you say like the he can put him in the Baltimore range. He can put him in the Pittsburgh range to fight those two. I don't. But and even Tennessee. But not like I said. Not. I just don't think he's definitely not. They definitely not going to be on the level of Kansas City, and they won't be on the level of Buffalo.
I think they'll be right below. Yeah, I agree with you. I think they'll be in the echelon of teams that you mentioned. The Steelers, the Titans, Cleveland, whatever. They'll be right below Buffalo and Kansas City. But again,
I don't know.
They
I think third. You would put Cleveland third. You put Cleveland third. I don't even think I'm not sure. I don't think they'll be. I don't even think they'll be on Cleveland's level.
What about Cincinnati?
No, come on, man. Cincinnati ain't ready, yo.
No, I don't think they're ready. And again, you talking about that you talking about
what about San Diego?
Nah, they ain't ready.
No,
not ready like that. I don't think they're ready like that. They may be ready to make a playoff push, but I don't think they're ready like that.
No, they ain't ready.
Okay. All right. Well, so listen. Let's
the Raiders and same with the Raiders. The Raiders ain't ready.
No, Raiders ain't ready. Let's talk about the NBA.
Knicks, baby. Knicks.
Wow.
Knicks.
Wow.
They got
beat down last night.
Yeah, but it's all good. It's all good.
12 out of 14. It's still
law
12
of averages.
out of 14.
Law of averages.
And that's that number 4 seed still. So again, I'm still holding out hope that we stay right there because at that 4 spot, the Knicks will play Atlanta if they stay 5, and I think they can win that. I think they can go. I think they can win that. And don't get it twisted. If Philly stays in that number 1 spot, it could be them against Philly to go to the Eastern Conference Championship. So again, I'll take my chances against Philly.
Hold on. So you really think the Knicks gonna make it to the Eastern Conference Finals?
They could.
I mean,
I'm saying
everybody could, but
I said I like them. I like their chances against them as opposed to Brooklyn. So what I'm saying is, I'm just looking at how it would line up if everything falls through. If they stay in that 4 spot and Philly stayed in the 1 spot, and again, I'm not expecting the Knicks to do, but they got a shot. They got a shot.
It definitely. I ain't gonna front. It feels
12
good.
out of 14,
and everything, especially around the way, around here in the area. It feels good and sounds good for the Knicks to be doing good, man. But I just think that, man, like seriously, I think they're gonna put it like this. If I'm Atlanta, if I'm any of them hovering teams like in there, like Atlanta and who else is hovering in that middle? Like, shoot, Milwaukee needs to be careful to go against the Knicks. But Milwaukee beat them, but
Milwaukee looking good right now.
Yeah, they'll give them a fight. Whoever the Knicks go against, they're going to give them a fight. But once they get past that first round and get to that second round, now you're playing with the big boys. You're going to be running up against like you said, a Milwaukee or a Brooklyn or up against a Philly. And I just don't. I think it'll be good season, good but good, not great. I
have to agree with you. I think they're another piece away from being a real contender. But I do like the Knicks, the direction. I think they're solid. But I mean, they could win. They could.
Well,
they could.
Again.
I don't expect
Randall's a dark horse MVP. He's in that that 5th spot. So again,
I think the Joker just put that in the headlock though.
Oh, he did. Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah, the Joker just put the MVP in the headlock.
And your Lakers are plummeting like a rock, huh?
All right, man. You don't hear that? You don't hear that bus backing up?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man. But I just want to remember at the start of the season, I called LeBron hitting the wall. I said he was going to hit the wall, and the wall was this injury, him not being able to recover from it. He's having a hard time. He's struggling, and that's going to affect everything with the Lakers. The Andre Drummond move to me wasn't the move, but let's see him and AD get more chemistry as the season, these other games go along. You never know.
Why do you think that? Why do you think Andre Drummond wasn't the move?
Because I think you need the Lakers need another shooter that's gonna they just need somebody that's gonna another alpha. He's not an alpha.
You only could get what's available though.
Yeah, I know, and that's unfortunate because
he can get buckets too, and that's one thing. Lakers have problems scoring, bro. And that's
Yeah.
one thing.
See, the thing is, it's one thing to say, okay, they shouldn't have never got rid of Dwight and JaVale. That's one thing. But they did. So the fact that they did, and to make a move at the time they had to and what was available, I think Drummond was a good pickup for what was available and what they needed at this point. I think it was good for that. Also, the McLemore one, because McLemore can shoot.
Yeah, he can shoot, but there's still something that's missing when LeBron's not on the court, even when AD's on the court. There's just AD is not giving you that alpha, that give me the ball, get the fuck out the way. It's more like he's like lumbering. He's in position. He picks his spots. He can score at will.
But that's an AD thing. That's not a Drummond thing.
Right, I'm saying that was AD prior to getting Drummond, right? So if the need is what do we need to win a chip, I don't think AD was Andre Drummond was the answer. It's a piece. It's a good piece. I just don't think that.
What I'm asking is that who you think they should have got instead of him?
I don't think there was anybody there to
That's
get.
all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. The fact that what was there of the pot, I think that they needed to show up what they made the mistake with getting rid of at the beginning, which was one of those two bigs. They definitely needed that Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee getting rid of both of them. That hurt them. So they tried. What they did was try to make back up for that. They went and got Gasol, but that wasn't enough. So they was like, okay, we need to shore up another one. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it is the answer, but at the time of what they needed to try to shore up and try to fix, I don't think Drummond was bad to try to plug that hole.
No, I got you. I agree with you. That just ain't gonna win you a chip.
I don't agree with that. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you with that. I don't think that is enough.
Yeah, that's not enough to win a chip. And
a non-healthy LeBron, anything other than that, you guys ain't gonna come. You may not even get out of the first round if he doesn't come back healthy. I mean, you may get.
Yeah, but then it also like in going forward, LeBron is 36. He's 37 next year. Like he can't be that player for you. You can't depend on him to be that guy. Like going forward, so you gotta have to bring somebody in that's gonna be that guy. And if it's AD, I don't know where he gonna get the. Yeah, like that's something that's an intangible that he just doesn't have, that desire to lead a team. He's got all the skill in the world, but he doesn't lead the team.
Well, I think that's what they were trying to do with Schroeder, is bring another person that can give you buckets, that can also handle the ball. Yeah, they could have got Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon would have definitely been a good pickup for them. But Aaron Gordon wasn't just a free agent out there. Aaron Gordon got traded for.
And where did he go? Denver?
Huh?
He's in Denver.
Yeah, but that was a trade. I mean, the Lakers would have to give up something in order to get Aaron Gordon. But Drummond was just a free agent signing, just same as McLemore. Just free agent signings. I mean, but I told y'all I thought that the Clippers was coming out the West anyway. I've been said that, and I still think so.
Yeah. Big shout out to Derek Parks, AD equals Mr. Softy, and he's a Laker fan too. He's a real Laker fan. I just fuck with the Lakers because LeBron's on there, but Parks is a tried and true Laker fan, and he called AD Mr. Softy. That's funny. But the Clippers, man, playoff P gonna disappear in the playoffs.
He might. I don't think he will this year.
That's what he does.
He might, but I don't think he is. I don't think he will this year.
I don't think he will either. I'm more concerned about Rondo keeping up his game, his playoff magic, and Kawhi's health. I mean, if those two things happen, they're gonna be tough to beat.
And as long as they get Serge back out there too, once they get Serge Ibaka back out there, they're gonna be tough, man. Like they could shoot the three, they could stretch. Serge is playing. They're gonna be playing Serge at the center. So whoever has got to stick him, got to come all the way out there, which is gonna open the floor up for them guys to do whatever they want to do. I mean, the Clippers are gonna be tough, man. They're gonna be tough.
Yeah. So y'all just gonna dismiss Denver, Phoenix, Utah? Just
No, not at all. I think
No?
the West is stacked, and I think the top heaven. I mean, even you go all the way down the list because that play-in, which the Lakers may not make it out of, then those teams coming out of there. But again, Phoenix is going to be tough, and Utah too. I mean, again, Mitchell is hurt right now. They're winning in spite, without him. So they come back. They're going to be that much stronger. A lot of these teams have depth too. So again, it's going to be tough. I mean, there's no shoe-in for any of these spots.
Absolutely not. And you can't sleep on Phoenix because Phoenix is going to be a tough. And Utah is definitely like ain't no pushover. So Utah can shoot the three. They got Rough Riders out there too, man. And they've been playing good basketball, man. And then Jordan Clarkson is just like a microwave. He just shoots anything and that whatever. He don't even care.
Oh yeah.
So, like they're tough, and then you got Rudy Gobert down in the middle, man, snatching everything coming off the rim and trying to block everything going at the rim. So, and then they got Derek Favors that backs him up. They got Royce O'Neal. They got some big dudes that play for them too, man. So Utah is stacked. I ain't sleeping on Utah. I ain't sleeping on it. I just think the Clippers just got some tried people that's been there and done it. I think that if it get down to it, I think the Clippers will edge them out. I think they'll edge them out because of the experience, but it ain't gonna be easy.
Yeah,
it won't be easy. Definitely won't be easy. And on the Lakers part, man, like if the way they going right now, they might run against the Clippers in the first round, man.
Yeah, I know. That's the crazy thing. And again, that we'll see if they're going to have I don't know. I really don't think Lakers getting out of the first round. I don't, bro.
So hold on. So technically, well, the play-in is the play-in. You talking about if they do the play-in? You saying they'll lose in the play-in?
They might lose the play-in, bro.
No, they could. Yeah, I'm saying that the Lakers may lose the play-in, but if they get through the play-in, they're gonna lose in the first round.
This is their biggest issue, right? Aside, because when LeBron comes back. It's going to be chemistry, spacing, because LeBron and Andre Drummond have not been on the floor together, really. And all three of them have really not been on the floor together. So that's going to be hard to – and then when Schroeder comes back running the point, they just got a lot of chemistry issues.
Yeah, they do.
LeBron comes back. It's just –
that's the thing, though, because you got Drummond who's going to be taking up space in the middle, and LeBron needs the floor spread. So Drummond can't be down in the middle because and Drummond don't shoot jumpers. So I see Gasol on the floor a lot when it comes down to that because Gasol can shoot the threes. Drummond is going to have to take the back seat depending who the matchup and the team they playing against because they're going to need Drummond out the middle for AD to go down because AD needs to be in the post and get to work. And Drummond can't be taken up and having his man in AD's way. So Drummond's got to move out, which means Drummond has to get out the game, and Gasol's going to get in, and Gasol's going to be on the three-point line.
Now pulling the man out the middle so LeBron and AD can work. Huh? Yeah, but can you really bank on Gasol to hit that pop-out three when he does that to be effective?
No, you can't, but you're going to have to try it because you can't have Drummond – stack in the middle up with his man. Like LeBron and AD needs to run that pick and roll, and they need to operate with space. Drummond can't be he can't be clogging the middle up. Like it's not gonna work. He can't.
See, that's what I mean about that Andre Drummond piece. As much as it like he was trying to replace, it's the deck got shuffled, and it's like, how do you play the hand? You gotta figure out how you're gonna play the hand before you can even really compete.
Right. I'm just saying that all I'm saying is that they were desperate. So the fact of them being desperate, he was a good pickup from being desperate with them with LeBron and all and AD both being out, and somebody like him, a big body down low that could short up the middle, get rebounds, and give them a body and give them some fouls. That's what I'm saying, that it made sense for them as far as being desperate. I'm not saying that he's not the best pickup. And there was obviously other people out there that would have definitely been better. Like Aaron Rice said, Aaron Gordon would have been a way bigger pickup if they could have traded for him. That would have been perfect for them. But Denver traded for him. Lakers picked up, Drummond almost off the street.
You know what I want to see in LA? Bradley Beal.
Oh, it'd be
That'll be
ridiculous.
beast. That'll be beast, but they'll get it twisted. I mean, the Wizards are surging right now. They're gonna try to make something out of that in
let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Washington Wizards.
Who would I wouldn't want to play them?
Yeah. I mean, Russell Westbrook just locked down his triple double,
179th of his career.
Yeah, and he's averaging that for the season. Just for what he did, he put up 24 assists the other night, and I think they've won like 12 out of 14 too. You know what I'm saying? And
Derek Park said he wanted to see Russ in a Laker uniform. Nah, bro, that LeBron ain't having that, man. Somebody get choked out.
If LeBron wasn't there, that would be dope. But with AD and Russ together, that would work. Yeah, but not with LeBron there because of the type of LeBron wants to handle the ball, and when he don't, everybody else got to spread the floor. I mean, when he do, everybody else has to spread the floor. So you just need shooters for him to kick it.
Yeah, Derek Parks would much rather trade LeBron and have Russ come to LA than to keep LeBron, which is ask him. See, watch. Yeah, man. But the East Coast Washington Wizards, man, god damn,
they're doing their thing.
They're doing their thing now. Did Brooklyn just get exposed over the last couple of weeks? You got Kyrie's back to bugging out again. Harden got the hamstring. KD, they lost to Milwaukee the other night. It was like, ooh.
They lost back to back.
They lost back to Milwaukee.
Yeah. Wow, man.
Both games.
That's interesting. Let's talk about it. So what's going
on? I don't know if they ever even led in either one of those games. But again, I think it's Harden. Harden is the straw that stirs that drink. Man, he is the one that puts them all together. And that hamstring, they're really not giving us the 4-1-1, or they're just being extra careful. But either way, if he doesn't get fully healthy, they're going to be tough. It's going to be tough for them to win it. Because again, he's the one that bring them all together. Because him and KD is not enough for them to go through Philly and Milwaukee. I don't think. No.
Really?
You definitely need Harden. And I mean, hamstrings. Hamstrings is no joke. So.
Nah, but this is what I mean. It's what I mean. Because, Kyrie, his beef with LeBron, KD, he has a little competitive energy with LeBron, right? And we said before they got Harden, like, that was supposed to be enough to take care of business. Just those two, because, and then to say that they can't get it done without Harden is the one that puts KD and Kyrie back in perspective for me in terms of we think of who the best in the league is. It's LeBron. And KD and Kyrie on the Brooklyn Nets should be enough without James Harden. To think that James Harden has to be the one to go to Brooklyn to make that happen says a lot about KD and Kyrie to me.
Well, we're not talking about the championship against LeBron. We're talking about against Philly and against Milwaukee.
Right. But when LeBron was in the East Coast, right, and he was just walking through the East Coast like it was nothing, with nobody on his team. It was like,
yeah, but Hawk, all due respect, those are not these teams. They didn't have this Philly team of this year that LeBron would have been able to walk through. They didn't have this Milwaukee team that LeBron would have been able to walk through. They certainly didn't have this Nets team that LeBron would have been. Now, I get it, but these teams are tougher teams. And again, this Brooklyn Nets team minus Harden would beat the Lakers as constructed. I'm talking about the Bucks as constructed, Philly as constructed, probably Phoenix and Utah, because that's the top of the league. The Lakers not at the top of the league, bro.
KD and Kyrie isn't enough, is what you're saying. Exactly what you're saying.
I'm saying,
which is interesting to me.
I'm saying possibly not enough. Possibly not enough.
Oh, really?
I think without Harden, then the basically it is the top of the league without Harden is Brooklyn, Philly, Milwaukee in the East, and I think in the West you're looking at Phoenix, Utah, and the Clippers. I think those are the three toughest teams on each side. I don't think the Lakers up there and any other teams.
No.
And I think with Harden, Brooklyn jumps over everybody. I think without Harden, with the two of them, I think all 6 of those teams are basically on the same level.
I agree with Cliff. I think that what it is, I think that Harden definitely catapults them.
Mm-hmm.
He puts them over everybody on the East, definitely. But without Harden, I would say that they can still get it done if KD's 100% healthy. If he's 100% healthy, which I don't think he is, though. I just don't think he is. So the fact that he's not, and then you got Kyrie doing, whatever he want to do and play whatever he want, it just makes it shaky. It makes it shaky. But if Kyrie is focused and gonna play, because Kyrie's unstoppable, man, like for real. And then KD is. So my thing is, if KD is healthy, they're gonna still be tough. Harden puts them over the top. That's what we say when we say without Harden.
Okay.
Well, but Hawk did ask about what do you think about that Milwaukee, that two-step that they just got. And again, that showed me a lot. That showed me, one, who Milwaukee is, and they're not scared. And again, it was without Harden. You bring Harden back, then again, then maybe they have some fear in their heart. But they handled them both games with Harden.
They beat them, but like you said, it was that especially the second game. The second game was tough, yo. They were going back and forth. They were going back and forth, and then Milwaukee, obviously, at the end came up. Nah, we don't have no. Aaron, we don't have no faith in the Celtics. That's not happening.
Yo, Jason Tatum be lighting it up, bro. Like
that's 60 piece. He put a 60 piece on him.
Yeah, you can't front on Jaylen Brown. You got, I'm hard on Boston. I'm hard on the coach Stevens. I'm hard on them. I'm usually hard on them, but yo, man, you can't front on Boston. Don't sleep.
All right. So here's one. So if the Celtics go against the Knicks in the first round, who's winning that?
I don't know. I don't know. I can't say the Knicks will.
That'll be a tough one. I mean, definitely be a tough one. But again, it's not. I mean, unless the Celtics. If the Knicks stay at 4 and the Celtics move up to 5, then that's the only way that'll happen.
No, I'm not saying it will, because the Celtics are down right now. But I'm talking about. I'm just saying when we're saying don't sleep on, or Aaron's saying don't sleep on the Celtics. I'm just like the Celtics is in a lower tier, man. They're not no top tier. Like what? Like I would give more, faith and more strength in Miami Heat than the Celtics.
Well, they're 6 and 7. They're the 6 and 7 seed right now, and basically they're tied for 6th seed because both of them are 35 and 31. So again, they're basically fighting not to be in that play-in because right now they're tied for 6. And to be honest with you, they're a game and a half outside of that 5th seed where Atlanta is right now. So again, it's real fluid, but it's 6 games left. So it's gonna be real touch and go down the stretch to see, who falls where.
And that's because you're talking about now. If let's say Miami does finish in 6th place, that means they basically playing the Bucks in the first round.
And you know what happened last year when they played the Bucks?
Maybe. No, they would play the
Bucks basically. If the Bucks is in 3rd.
Yeah, the 6th. Yeah. And then the Nets. Yep. No.
Now, Jeff Park said, "Don't sleep on Charlotte. They're gonna be very tough out in the East."
The Charlotte is like they're like the Knicks. Like they're gonna be a team. Whoever played them first, they're gonna give them a fight.
Yeah. Now, because he brought up Charlotte, Did y'all see that pass by LaMelo Ball, yo?
Oh,
the
the
baseball one or the underhand one?
The underhand. I didn't see the baseball one.
Oh,
that
so
was
he-
crazy.
The underhand joint, yo.
No, oh yeah,
Like
that
that was really is that the greatest pass you've ever seen in an NBA game, yo?
It's ridiculous because you don't even throw underhand passes in basketball, yo.
No,
Yo, he did
he's
it.
a wizard.
He did it just in motion, like it wasn't no luck to it. It wasn't luck. It looked like a lucky pass, but it wasn't no luck to it. He on the dime.
He's a beast, yo. This baseball pass he threw through the lane. He did this through 2 nights ago. He literally threw it like 100 miles an hour on point, and he caught it. My return dunked it. It was beautiful. he's a beast, yo.
Russ had a nice one like that too. Full court. He threw it down and Bill caught it.
Oh yeah. He caught it. He caught it on the oop.
And ain't even come down with that joint.
Nah, that shit was
right at the rim. That was nice.
Yeah, it's to see today's game. Watch the Harlem Globetrotters when we was kids. You didn't see Harlem Globetrotter activity in an NBA game when we was coming up. Now it's like a regular occurrence between Steph with the, shooting from distance, trick shots, the ill passes cats are doing. Ja Morant is flying through the air like Spider-Man dunking on jokers. Like, it's just amazing to see what the game is.
Did you see his alley oop? He caught an alley oop and did a windmill in the air. And he did it while he was looking at the rim. He's nasty, yo. He is that.
Yeah. Now, is he a top 5 point guard like he claims to be?
It's a lot of point guards, so that might be tough. But he's definitely a good one. I don't know if he's top 5.
He's a good future. He's a good future of point guards because of top 5. Nah, it's just too many.
Who are the top 5 in the league right now?
Well, I mean, Steph will be one of him and Dame 1 and 2.
Chris Paul.
I mean, are we considering Kyrie a point guard or no?
No, he's a shooting guard technically.
Are we consider Luka a point guard?
Right. What is Luka?
Is LeBron a point guard?
I mean, is LeBron a point guard? Exactly. I would say yeah.
I think they are. I think they play. I think they masquerading as point guards, but I don't think they're considered technically the point guard.
When Harden is the point guard, so I mean, he's.
But Harden like technically looked at as well.
Nah, he's playing the point. He played for Brooklyn. He's playing
for Brooklyn. He's playing a point.
Yeah, that's what him and Kyrie worked out. But
and when before he got hurt, he was the best point guard in the league. James Harden.
Absolutely.
So James Harden is
James Harden is technically and is a point guard. James Harden
number 1.
Absolutely top 5. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Number 1, Steph number 2, Dame Lillard number 3, or those are interchangeable 2 and 3.
Yeah. You got Luka, you got LeBron, you got
let's just go straight point. Let's go pure point guard.
Okay, Chris Paul will be right after that then.
Wait, so we got
that Dame Lillard. You got
all right, Chris Paul. So Chris got James Harden, Steph Curry, Dame Lillard, Chris Paul. Who's 5?
You got to probably go to Luka, I would guess, at that point.
Luka don't run the point.
He do.
I mean, like LeBron runs the point.
No, Luka is. I think Luka's technically their point guard.
Mm-hmm.
Cliff, can you look that up for us right fast?
No, I think he really is, Hot. I really think he is because I think Finney Smith or whatever is like the shooting guard or whatever for them. Or if not, then
Nah, I'm bugging. The 5th best point guard in the league.
Oh, Westbrook.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Thank you.
How can we forget Westbrook?
So we're gonna go Harden, Curry, Dame Lillard, Chris Paul, Westbrook. Those are the 5 best.
And you might could argue that Westbrook and Chris Paul are AB. Or swap them, depending on who you're talking to.
Yeah.
I'm not sure Donovan Mitchell is Donovan Mitchell's a 2 guard.
Nah, he's a 2 guard.
And Luka's listed as a point guard, yo.
He's
Okay.
the point guard.
All right.
I'm telling you, Luka
But
is definitely the point guard.
he's not in the top 5.
Nah.
Nah.
He's tough, but he's not top 5.
He's 6'7", 6'7".
Yeah.
6'7", not top 5.
He like Luka falls around like probably right in the category and right ahead of like Trey and Trey Young and all those guys.
Ooh, wow, he said Trey Young.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
But again, you're talking about, you know, the list. You got the Hardens, you got the Steph Curry, you got an elite list. Dave Lillard, you got an elite list.
It's bad that you can't even put Kemba Walker in the list, man. It's just bad, you know.
No, but he's dope. You can't front.
That's what I'm saying. He's
just
dope,
not that. He's just not there yet.
He's not one of them.
But Hawk, it's almost like what you said though. It's like you know, witnessing the Harlem Globetrotters in the NBA. The skill level now is just sick, bro. It's just really at a all-time high level.
But to go back to your original question though, Ja falls in that second category with Luka and Trey Young and all them.
Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. He said Luka got
which is good though, because it's a lot of competition out there. There's a lot of good point guards. And then you got up and coming guys like
the Ball brothers.
Like the Ball brothers, especially LaMelo, and then you're talking about you're talking about De'Aaron Fox and all those guys like that. You got guys that are out there that's coming.
Yeah, man. Yeah, the league is definitely it's something to watch. Really happy with the NBA right now. It's going to this playoff season. Yeah, and it's gonna be interesting to see how things pan out. Yeah,
especially with the play-in, man. Like that is something new, and all the chips on the table at that point, man.
Now, do you think it's something they should keep?
I think so. Because again, all these teams that are like in 11th place and all, like even the Wizards. I mean, if there wasn't a play-in, I don't think the Washington would have went on the run they went on. And now because of that run, they're in 10th place, and they can even move up. But again, you got teams right below them, young teams fighting, and you're almost eliminating tanking. You know what I'm saying? So most of the league is engaged. So I think they definitely should keep it.
I like it. I agree with Cliff. I think I like it. It definitely eliminates tanking, and it allows teams that's teetering on the edge to say, you know what, there's something to play for.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. ESPN top 10 point guards in order: Steph, Luka, Dame, Kyrie, Trey, CP3, Fox, Drew Holiday, Westbrook, Mike Conley. I think they bugging.
Yeah, Westbrook is down there too low.
How come Westbrook ain't even on that list though?
Probably because he's hurt.
Ja not even on that list.
Nah. I think
seriously, like come on, man. You could take Mike Conley off there and put Mike Conley off. And I'm a fan of Drew Holiday, but like Mike Conley it would be I mean, not Mike Conley, but Ja would be past Drew too.
Yeah. He actually may be past Trey Young too. I mean, Atlanta's doing all right, but it's not like Trey's balling like that.
Well, you have to put Trey there because Atlanta is doing good though, and Trey, and the fact that they are doing good is partly because of Trey.
Nah, Trey, he's Ice Trey. He's the reason.
Yeah, he's a big part. Although Capella and Collins and all those guys, he got some guys over there with him though, man. They got a squad. They got Bogey over there, man. They got some shooters. They got Cam Reddish over there. They got the other dude that's over there. Like they got some boys. Atlanta got a squad, yo. Atlanta been losing for years, and they've been stacking up those draft picks, and they starting to come.
Phoenix. Same as Phoenix.
Park says that's an order of player efficiency rating.
Oh, okay, that's efficiency. Okay, I get it. All right, cool.
Thank you, Parks. So what do you guys think about LeBron's comments on the play-in series? He's not too happy with it. People said he's a hypocrite because he was for it last year. Now he's kind of, he's not for it. I kind of understand where he's coming from in terms of, the short break between seasons, how COVID kind of cut the season short. So they didn't give teams a fair chance to actually compete for the playoffs. So a play-in series made sense. Then coming on a short vacation, it's like all these extra games now. It's like somebody needs to rest somewhere. So so I kind of get where he's coming from, but I do agree with you guys in terms of adding to the competitive nature of the sport, it being more engaging. It makes other teams not want to tank and stay engaged throughout the season. Those are all benefits, but I kind of see where he's coming from as well. What do you guys think?
He's saying that because he's 36 years old and he's never had to deal with this before. That's all that's about. I mean, a healthy what LeBron James team is struggling to make the playoffs is in that spot. No. But again, he's never been in this situation, which is why last year he was all for it. This year, he's 36, a year older. He's coming off an injury. He's not trying to play extra games because that's all that means anyway.
My thing with that is like, where was that energy when they introduced it, LeBron?
Yeah, exactly.
Now that you potentially might be a part of it, now it's an issue.
Well, last year, because remember we had a short season because of COVID, right? So coming back off that season, it was hard to discern who really deserved to be in the playoffs. So the play-in series gave the Suns and the Miami Heat, these other teams, an opportunity to show and prove. Cool. But now coming this year, 75 games is more than enough to determine who's the playoff team.
But we didn't have the play-in last year.
No, there was no play-in last year?
No. This is the first year of it.
No, you had a play-in last year.
No, it was a play-in last year because last year they did it because they wanted to get more teams in the playoffs because of COVID. So they got there was 10 teams in the playoffs. They did have the play-in. But again, LeBron didn't care last year because they were no threat to who even knows if he even addressed it last year because he never would have had to play in it. That was never on their radar. They were always one of the top seeds. But again, it's just more game. A player of his caliber and a team like older players, they don't want that because it's more games. You know what I'm saying? That's all. That's the reason why he's bitching about it. But I think it's one of the best things for the league.
Yeah, I know. It's my guy.
Hey, listen, man. Hey, listen. I root for LeBron, man. I just feel like, man, right now, man, the Lakers just not looking good, man. That last, like the game that when they played the Raptors the other day, I turned.
It was horrible. I text Cliffy. He look bad.
I was just like, yo, they are not going anywhere, yo.
No,
They're not going anywhere.
Now,
and then they turned around and beat Denver after that, and I was just like, well, this is shocking.
Well, you know what about that game? That was a weird game because neither team did play well, and in the way the Laker defense they have a very good defense, and they slow the game down, so they keep the game.
I think the Lakers played well. I think they played well.
If you look at early in that game, bro, with so many turnovers, so many penalties, so many stop balls, it was just a real awkward game. It was officiated. It was officiated horrible. It was a lot of just bullshit calls. It was weird. But they won. They won. It was a good effort by Anthony Davis, which was inspiring. It was a good game for him.
Well, they got a tough one tonight. I think it's tonight. Yeah, it is tonight.
Yeah. Clippers. They play the
Clippers tonight.
Yeah.
And the Clippers beat them. The Clippers beat them the first two games. So again, not only do the Lakers want that, but the Clippers are also trying to fight. Right now, they're tied for third place with the Nuggets. The Nuggets just caught them this past week. So again, it's all about positioning for these seedings right now. So all these games mean something, which is why again this play-in means something.
Yeah, because the Nuggets definitely want to avoid playing the Lakers first round because the Lakers can definitely. I don't know. The Lakers have a better chance at the Nuggets without Jamal Murray. I mean, although the Nuggets are still tough, but I wouldn't count the Lakers out if they, had time and avoided it and went maybe the 4-5 with the Nuggets, especially with the time off and then going letting them do the play-in, LeBron getting more healthy, and then they start off against the Nuggets, then the Lakers got a chance at that point. But the way the Lakers is going now, if they fall and slip, and then they just stay even have to deal with the play-in, it's a wrap. And if they go to 6 and got to play the Clippers first round, it could be a wrap. I think it's a wrap too.
But you know what? The Lakers, Schroeder, man, he come back and he can give us 17, 18 points a game. 8 assists. That's big. That's big. That's big. And then you got AD and LeBron. So it could be interesting for the Lakers, but it doesn't look good. It's a lot of variables.
I mean, you're talking about veteran cats and plugging people in, but again, there's no chemistry. And you're talking about playoff teams. They're ready. They're coming in. These teams right now that are healthy, they're lining everything up right now. You have a team like the Lakers and Brooklyn. Don't get it twisted. Now, hopefully, Harden is just resting because when he came in off the couch and they were balling and they were winning. So again, his health is going to be the thing. But again, for LeBron to come back healthy and Schroeder to come back healthy, and then all of that to fit in with that's going to be their biggest issue because again, they have that all that competition out in the West.
All right, so last comments on the NBA, and it's the MVP, and we're all in agreement. Joker right now got in a headlock, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I think him and Embiid is a fight.
Yeah,
I think it's a fight, and I think that normally they say that winning they reward winning as well, and with that being said, I think that gives the edge to Embiid.
Wait, Denver just beat Philly. Denver just beat Philly.
Philly finishes first in the East.
But did Denver just beat Philly the other night?
They did, and you look at it. We have this perception that Philly's doing that much more better than Denver, but they're only a game apart. It's just that Philly's number one in the East. Now, don't get it twisted. Philly's only a game up on the Nets, and the Nets may win tonight. And Denver, they've been climbing. When all of this started, they were in sixth place. Now they're in fourth place,
and they're doing this with no Jamal Murray.
Exactly.
And that's to me like that. That says a lot about Joker, man.
And the Joker has a lot more games. I think he's played 20 more games than Embiid. So I mean, that's where I think it's going to be the deciding factor.
Yeah,
right.
That's
true. Like I said, I'm not saying that Embiid should win it over him. I'm just saying that it's a tight race to me between those two. I think looking at it and all the circumstances, I would, if it was up to me, I would probably give it to Joker.
Yeah,
only because of the injuries. And all of the injuries and what he's still doing to propel that team with all of the injuries and all that, and his numbers that he's doing that, with his team. I think, and then on top of that, he's doing it in. The East is tough too, but the West is tough.
Yeah, it's to me, it's the Embiid missed how many games? How many games?
Like 20.
Like 20.
I want to say,
and Philly is still 2 in the 1-2 in the East.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Mm-hmm. So Joker missed 20 games in Denver. It's not
Joker missed 20 games. Denver is in 15th place.
Right. So that to me, that's the Joker is really the most valuable player to his team. And to me, Chris Paul is after that because no Chris Paul. We know what they're doing right now. Nothing. But anyway. So let's wrap this up, John. It's getting late. Just real quick. I don't know if y'all want to talk about baseball, Houston versus New York series.
Well, the Astros, they finally took one. They avoided the sweep. But the one thing I will say about baseball, and that's I guess the league is loving it, and this is the first time in Major League history through 30 games, there wasn't a team with more than 18 wins. So basically, no one is
Parity.
was over
Parity.
600. It's parity. And again, and right now, every team in baseball has at least 13 losses. So that should tell you something. So it's parity across the board. I mean, you look at the Yankees. You know, they went on a nice little run. They won 9 out of their last 12, I believe. But they're 15 and 14. And in the American League East, I think 3 games separate the whole division. So again, it's just a lot of parity in baseball.
Nice. So
No one's running away.
Yeah, that's dope.
Or
So
Russ, one or the other.
Yeah, Major League Baseball is going to be interesting, is what you're saying, and that's good because baseball over the years has lost some attractiveness. People have kind of fallen off the wagon, and we want a nice story out of baseball other than steroids and cheating.
Yeah, we got another no-hitter last night too.
Oh, wow.
John Means from Baltimore. I'm sorry, the Orioles threw a no-hitter, and it sucks because he threw a
no-hitter, but not a perfect game.
Yeah, and the perfect game was broken up. He on a strikeout, but it went as a wild pitch because it went through the catcher's leg, and they ended up throwing that guy out who was caught stealing. But again, so the minimum of 27 batters was faced, but he didn't get the perfect game because of that wild pitch.
Yeah.
But that was the third no-hitter of the year. So baseball, it's interesting if you're watching it.
Yeah, and we got a picture this year that's top 5 in ERA and home runs.
Yep, Shotani for the Angels. He's doing his thing.
Nice. And then the last point of conversation, a couple points of conversation, is just kind of Tim Tebow come back. What you think about that, Kay?
Man, listen, man.
And we talked about that already.
Yeah, we talked about it, man. I mean, we talked about it. The thing with I don't know, man. Not in no tight end. I just don't see it, man. It's like I just don't see it. I mean, like you said, like you're a football player, so I mean, and he's a football player, and we get it, but I don't know, man. I ain't feeling it. I ain't feeling it.
Neither am I. And Mike Vick runs a 4.740 at 40 years old. Big shout out to the OGs in the building, all the old school heads in the house. No doubt.
I can run a 4.8.
You think so? You think so? Yeah, man. You know what? Next time I come up, I'm gonna get with you. We're gonna pull out a stopwatch and we're gonna see what's what.
Yeah,
I'll be curious to try it, though. I'll be curious to try it, but I know it ain't gonna be nowhere near that.
Man, crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And then you'll be recovering from that hamstring.
Hammy. Got the James Harden out this month. Yo, man.
Hammied up through summer.
No doubt. Yeah. Yo, so just as a heads up, next week we gonna have a special guest, Bobito Garcia.
Okay.
From Stretching Bobito, who's a street ball legend. He's gonna come join us next week. That's gonna be a dope conversation.
Bobito got game too.
Yeah, he do. So that's gonna be dope. Yeah, man. But once again, gentlemen, thank you for for doing what y'all do. It was another great show. I had a lot of fun. Thanks for everybody in the building tuning in. Once again, Derek Parks, thank you, bro, for everything that you do. Aaron Rice, Tasha, everybody that tunes in.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all, yo. Yeah. All right, yo, this is IZM Sports. We out of here. Peace.
Peace.